body meditation. So let's start by discussing what is the true origin of the 5 elements and ourselves. What is the true origin of you? And how do the 5 great elements show up in the universe, in your body, and in your mind? And how does knowing all of this help you honor your body and your truth in a deeper way? So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm so glad you decided to join us. And if you're on the replay, feel free to leave comments also, because I will get them right away and I will respond also right away. So, and then we'll end with a beautiful meditation to honor your body, and that's all going to be today. So stay tuned and we'll dive into this now. So let's start with the 5 elements and you. So there's a fundamental expression in Ayurveda that goes, as is the human body, so is the cosmic body. As is the human mind, so is the cosmic mind. So this phrase really embodies the understanding that human intelligence is not separate from nature's intelligence. All physical matter is one with the beautiful, unbounded force of life. So all physical matter is one with that beautiful force. So I am that, and that is me. That, the greater essence and energy behind all physical matter, that is me, and I am that. So the force that governs the growth of a single cell into 50 trillion cells that are currently functioning in our body and mind is the same intelligence that orchestrates the changing of the seasons, the migration of animals, the growth of plants, the movement of the stars. And that beautiful intelligence is the same flow in nature in every cell of our body. So understanding the fundamental building blocks of nature, or the 5 elements, allows us to better understand and honor ourselves better. So we carry that life force energy from our origins into this physical form. And that's where we get into describing and understanding the physical characteristics of the mind and the body system. So in order to understand and honor the physical characteristics of the body, we need to understand the 5 great elements, which are the building blocks of physical matter. So let's talk about the 5 elements in detail. So the 5 elements, also known in Sanskrit as the Mahabhutas, the great elements, are the building blocks of nature and our physical universe. They create all of matter. So everything in the physical world is composed from a particular ratio of these 5 elements, just like ingredients in a recipe. So everything in the universe, the world, and all living creatures, including you, are made up of the Mahabhutas, the 5 great elements. So let's talk about them in detail. And the Mahabhutas are the principles that create all physical matter. These 5 elements, they exist both within us and in the world around us. So it is the common thread that's woven through all of physical matter. So let's understand these elements a little bit better and talk about each one individually and how they show up in our body, in the world, and in our mind. The 5 elements, they can be described as space, air, fire, water, and earth. So let's start with space. So space element, or akasha, represents open expanse in which everything is contained. It's negative space. It's emptiness. It's necessary for anything else to happen. So think of a blank canvas. It offers emptiness, pure potentiality, where anything can be created within it. The artist has potential to create anything on that canvas that she chooses. So space represents pure potential, infinite possibilities, the potential for anything to happen within that space. It's what existed before our known universe. we had to first have space for the entire universe to be created. So space means potential, the potential for anything to happen. So in the universe, space expresses itself as the vast emptiness that underlies the physical world. And the universe actually has more space than matter. So if you look at the stars and in the Toltec tradition, the black space between the white stars is called Noal. The matter and the particles are called Tonal, which is the physical aspect. So if you look at the space between the stars, you'll see that there's just way more space than there is matter. And within our bodies, space is the gaps between and within cells through which information flows. So in the physical body, we have a lot of space. So if we could look very closely beyond the molecules and between the atoms, we would see space, and we would understand that there's actually more space than matter within the body, just like the universe. So space is represented in the mind by space between our thoughts. And that's what we tap into when we meditate. That space between the thoughts is the silent space and holds pure potentiality. So I've talked about the gap before in these conversations. The gap is the silence between the space. And if you focus on that gap and step into that gap, you can step into your true connection with source. So space is the gap that's in between the thoughts. And we reach that through meditation. And when we put attention on that space, we start to experience that potentiality, that silence. And in that space, anything can arise. Just like a blank canvas that we spoke of earlier, anything can be created in that space. So any manifestation of insight, creativity, thought can rise up and inspire in that blank space of the thoughts. So pure potentiality of ideas, creativity, all can happen there. And so again, that's why meditation is such an important practice to have for a healthy mind and general well-being. So we get into that area where there is no thought. So now we have space. We honor the space element in our body and our mind. And what is the first thing that happens within that space? Does anybody know what happens? What's the first thing that happens in space? Movement. Movement happens in space. So the air element, or vayu, is the animating force of life that is present in everything that moves. So air represents change, or change of position within a space. So when things move within a space, you can feel the movement. The movement may not be seen, but it can be felt, like wind moving through. You can't always see it, but you can feel it on your skin. So externally in our environment, this force is represented by wind. And internally within our body, air is the movement of breath, our circulation and nerve impulses. So movement is our digestive tract, our circulatory channels in our lungs, all throughout the body. Anything that has movement is associated with the air element. It can be seen in a macro level in these ways, or in the cellular on the micro level. And this movement is happening all the time in every cell of our bodies. Everywhere there's movement in the body, that movement represents the air element. And movement allows for change and new possibilities. So movement in the mind is represented by thought after thought. So if we're experiencing more thoughts, one after the other, that's more associated with air. And when we get out of balance, that happens more so, but movement of thoughts is from the air element. And again, that's why meditation is really great, because it slows that down. And so we honor the air element in our body and our mind. And let's chat about fire. Fire is the next Mahabhuta, or the great 5 elements. And the fire element, or Agni, or Tejas, is present in everything that generates heat, light, or transformation. So when air within space starts to move, it creates friction or heat. And space and air is necessary for heat to be created. So fire represents the principle of transformation and transformation of physical matter from one thing to another. So if you've ever burned a piece of paper or burned anything, you know how fire can transform a physical matter into ash. It's beautiful. So fire expresses itself in the outer world as the sun, and fire shows up internally as our digestive and cognitive processes. So fire allows us to experience digestion, detoxification, creativity, transformation, anything in the body that contains chemical reactions like digestion and detox is represented by the principle of fire. So fire transforms us physically by transforming food into cells of our body. And then fire in the mind transforms individual thoughts into solutions or insight or inspiration. So when you're thinking at work, you're increasing fire and creativity in the mind, or when you're feeling inspired or creating something from insight and inspiration, that is using fire in the mind. So we honor the fire element in the body and the mind and love that aspect of ourselves. So once you have fire and heat, things start to condense and become more solid. We begin to see more cohesion and things begin to come together in a denser form. And moisture and steam is being produced from the heat, which is the element of water. So water element, or jala, connects and nourishes the physical substance of our body. So when we say water, we're talking about the cohesive principles. And water is responsible for lubrication, cohesion, and continuity. So the planet is made up of 70% water, just like our bodies, like our physical form. So internally, our organs and our systems are nourished by the river of our plasma. Our joints are lubricated by synovial fluid. Our central nervous system is protected by cerebrospinal fluid. And throughout the entire body, there is cohesion, lubrication, and cohesiveness. And the water principle shows up in our mind as ideas that we carry from one day to the next. So it is cohesion of thoughts that supports us in the memory of our daily lives. So we can then form stories and solutions from the cohesion of those collections of thoughts. And without that cohesion of thoughts, we wouldn't remember things from day to day. So we honor the element of water in our body and our mind. It offers so much beauty. So as things become more cohesive, they become more solid and dense, and they become earth. So earth, also known as Prithvi, expresses itself as solidity and mass and form. So it is reflected in nature as planets, mountains, rocks, all solid structures, really. Earth represents things and anything that we can touch or interact with. So all physical. And internally, the earth elements give rise to our organs, bones, muscles, tendons, cartilage. And earth provides structure, form, solidity. It's matter, it's form. We can touch it, interact with it. It's all things that are dense. And earth in the mind represents form, structure, solidity of our stories and our thoughts. So thoughts can come together in final cohesive or structure. So where they become long-standing belief systems and influence our physical body. So important to have structure of thoughts that serve you and that will feed your body in positive ways. So we can carry those long-standing structured thoughts from day to day and throughout our entire lives. So we honor the earth element in our body and in our minds. So all the elements are very important, and all physical objects include them. We have all the elements within our body, and we have elements that are all around us. And so again, that's space, air, fire, water, and earth within us. So notice how they play an important role in our daily activity, physically, mentally, and really, it really helps us honor and appreciate our bodies in a deeper way when we can really see how it's moving and how these beautiful building blocks that move through us, we can really honor and appreciate them more, as well as seeing them in nature and seeing how the reflection of nature mirrors those happenings within our body. And if you're a nature lover, then it's easy to look at nature and see how beautiful it is. Can you use nature as a mirror to reflect the beauty that you are? Looking at a sunset or the full moon or a beautiful tree, can you see that beauty in nature within yourself? So are you ready to appreciate your body in a deeper way with this lovely meditation? Me too. I am too. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll gift ourselves this beautiful healing meditation now to connect with the 5 elements present throughout the universe and also in your own body. So thanks again for joining. It's a delight to share this meditation with you. And let's go ahead and get started. So we'll start with setting intentions. So we're going to raise some energy today and just take a few minutes now to get clear on where you'd like to direct this energy. You can direct it to soothing current global events or to a dear friend or towards yourself. And just remember that all intentions are valid. Therefore, in a moment, when I ask you to reflect on your intentions, just simply listen to yourself and honor whatever arises. So go ahead and find a comfortable posture. You can be seated in a chair or on the floor, or you can lay down on your back. And just close your eyes. And if you're not comfortable with closing your eyes, you just have your eyes slightly open with a gaze downward. And just be aware of your breathing. Allow your breath to be easy. And just release any stress or thoughts. Notice your heartbeat. And relax and surrender. Allowing your body to feel safe. And we'll begin. And place your attention in the area of your heart. And listen to your response to these questions. What drew you to today's meditation? What drew you to today's meditation? What do you hope to gain from this meditation? What do you hope to gain from this meditation? Good. And allow the answers to these questions to be your intention for today's meditation. Or feel free to create your own now. Good, and let's begin with the earth element. Earth element brings stability and structure. It influences our bodies in the area from the feet to the knees. Try to sit or lie very still, remaining motionless, except for the natural movements of the body. Just gradually begin to see or imagine the entire planet Earth as part of your body. Begin to identify the various features of the Earth within the various parts of your body. See the rivers and streams as your veins and arteries. The trees and forests as your hair. The rocks and stones as your nails and teeth. And the soft earth as your skin. Recognize the mountains and valleys, the vast oceans, the gentle meadows, all as parts of your body. Allow your body to become one with planet Earth. The earth element gives structure and protection. It's in the bones and the muscles. And feel the strength of earth supporting you. Feel yourself grounded and safe and secure. Becoming aware of water element. Water represents everything that flows, everything that is capable of change or flow has the spirit of the water element within it. Water influences the area of your body between the knees and the navel. Be aware of the flow of water. Gently be aware of everything that flows within your body. Your blood, your breath, the flow of thoughts. Be aware of rhythms of everything flowing outside and around your body. Allow the boundaries of your mind and body to soften. Let them become liquid. Begin to merge with the rhythms and flow of the universe. Good. Come back to awareness of your breath. Become aware of the fire element. Fire element influences the area between the navel to the heart. Heat activity of fire balances the cooling nature of water. Become aware of a warmth rising from your navel to your heart. Notice your mind and body becoming warmer. Your temperature rising slightly. Feel the warmth throughout the entire body as the fire element purifies and transforms whatever is no longer necessary. Good. Allow the fire to awaken your energy, your vitality. Allowing the fire to cool as you become aware of the breath once again. Good, and recognizing the air element. The air element governs the body from the heart to the area between the eyebrows. Air is formless but subtle. More subtle than the previous elements. The air element brings us closer to our spiritual truth of formless reality. Be aware of the cool, refreshing air moving over and through your body. Feel its calming influence, its vital energy. Allow your body to gradually lose its larger, more gross, solid form. Imagine your mind becoming very subtle and quiet. Become aware of the air throughout your body, becoming as light as air. Feel as if you can float away like a cloud drifting on the breeze. No cares or concerns. Just floating light as a feather. Good, and in this subtle awareness, now welcome the element of space. Space rules the area above the eyebrows, up beyond the physical limits of the human body. Beyond shape and color. Every cell of your body is as empty as the intergalactic space. Be aware of the space within your body, space between thoughts, the space between breaths. Space is the threshold where the manifest meets the unmanifest, where the seen meets the unseen. Limitations meet unlimited. Duality meets oneness. Be aware or imagine yourself as unbounded space. Allow yourself to dissolve into space. You are part of everything, beyond any limits. Your mind and body are no longer as they were before. Time no longer exists for you. Allow yourself to become one with the whole of creation. You are the creation. The whole universe is within you. You are the universe. You are oneness. And we'll take some time to meditate in silence and revel in the elements, the beauty all around us, the beauty that you are. And I'll watch the time, and when it's time to return, I'll chime a soft bell. Good, bringing your awareness back to your body. Take some time to sit restfully with your eyes closed. Inhaling and exhaling slowly. Bring your attention back into the room. this time, this place. Back to where you're sitting or lying. Take a few more deep breaths. Gently move your body, feeling your fingers and hands, toes and feet, stretching and moving in any way you like. Coming back into the present moment. Good. And when it's comfortable, you can gently open your eyes and be here, right now. Namaste. And additionally, if you want to go deeper with me, you're welcome to do that. These teachings are beautiful. And I specialize in meditation, yoga, pranayama, Ayurveda practices, as well as shamanic practices. So I'd love to go deeper with you in those practices. So you're welcome to join the Phoenix community list and receive weekly goodies and news and hear more about courses and events that I'm sharing and more in-person events on Kauai, Hawaii coming soon. So I'd love to keep you updated on that. Find the link in the description of the video. So I look forward to connecting with you there.